When your cat sleeps with you, do you ever stop to think about what they're actually trying to tell you? Yes, it's adorable, but behind that closeness, there's something far deeper than most people ever notice. It's one of the most emotionally loaded things your cat can do, and if you are misreading it, which most owners are, you've been missing messages your cat has been sending for years. Let's break down what that nightly ritual really means. Number 1, it was never about warmth. Why does your cat actually sleep with you? Most people think the answer is simple. Cats get cold, you're warm, end of story. But here's the thing. Cats are remarkably resourceful when it comes to finding heat. Sunny patches on the floor, warm laptops, radiators, freshly dried laundry straight from the dryer. If warmth was all they wanted, they have plenty of options. So why do they keep choosing you? Because sleep is when a cat is at their most vulnerable. Every instinct they carry screams at them to find somewhere hidden, somewhere safe, somewhere no predator could reach. And yet, instead of retreating to any of the quiet corners in your home, they walk right past all of them and climb into bed with a human 15 times their size. That's not about temperature. That's trust on a level most owners never fully grasp. A study in animal cognition found that cats form attachment bonds with their owners in ways similar to how infants bond with caregivers. When your cat chooses to sleep beside you, they are telling you something they have no words for. You make me feel safe enough to completely let my guard down. And by the way, if your cat ever suddenly stops sleeping with you, don't brush it off. Rush. We'll get to what that really means at the end, and most owners wish they had understood it sooner. Number 2, they're blending their scent with yours. Have you ever noticed your cat pressing their head or body against you right before they settle into sleep? That's not random affection, that's chemistry. Cats carry scent glands along their cheeks, forehead, and the base of their tail. When they rub against you, they leave invisible markers behind. But here's what most people miss. When your cat sleeps pressed up against you, they're not just marking you, they're merging your scent with theirs. In the wild, cats that belong to the same colony share a communal scent. That's how they recognize each other. That's how they say, "This one is ours," without making a single sound. When your cat weaves their scent into yours night after night, they're performing an ancient ritual. They're telling the world and themselves that you belong to each other. This is also why your cat might sniff you so thoroughly when you come home from somewhere new. You smell wrong. You've lost some of the shared scent. And that bedtime cuddle, part of it is them restoring what was lost. Number 3, they think they're your bodyguard. Ever wonder why your cat insists on sleeping in one particular spot? Maybe it's right by your head. Maybe it's near your feet. Maybe it's pressed firmly against your back. That placement is not random. It's strategic. Here's something that might surprise you. Even the most pampered, domesticated house cat still carries the instincts of a predator. And predators understand threats. When your cat positions themselves beside you at night, part of them genuinely believes they're standing guard. This goes back thousands of years. In wildcat colonies, members would take turns watching over each other during rest. It wasn't just about bonding, it was about survival. And your cat, no matter how soft their life is now, has not forgotten that ancient code. Pay attention to where your cat sleeps. If they face the door, they're monitoring the entry point. If they sleep near your head, they're protecting your most vulnerable area. They know they're small. They don't care. Something deep in their wiring says, "This human is mine to protect." Will your cat actually fight off an intruder? Probably not. But in their mind, they've taken a post. They've assigned themselves a role. And every single night they show up for duty. Number 4, every sleep position is a message. Does your cat curl into a tight ball? Sprawl out like they own the whole bed? Sleep with their back turned to you. Each of these positions is communicating something different. Let's start with the tight curl. This is the most protective sleep position a cat can take. It shields the belly, tucks the paws, and keeps every vital organ hidden. If your cat always sleeps this way, they may feel safe enough to be near you, but not quite safe enough to fully let go. It's trust with a quiet layer of caution still underneath. Now the full sprawl. Legs stretched out, belly exposed, maybe even flipped upside down. This is the ultimate sign of security. A cat showing their stomach is a cat who believes, completely and without reservation, that nothing bad will happen to them in your presence. They've released every survival instinct that told them to stay guarded. What about when they turn their back to you? Some owners take that personally. Don't. In the cat world, turning your back to someone means you trust them so deeply that you don't need to watch them. It is in fact a compliment. And then there's the full contact press. When your cat sleeps, pushed right up against you, sometimes wedged into the smallest possible space. That's the strongest statement of all. They want zero distance between you. That's not clinginess, that's devotion. Number 5. They rearrange their entire schedule just for you. Have you ever noticed that your cat seems to wake up when you do and wind down right when you go to bed? That's not a coincidence. That's a choice they made for you. Cats are crepuscular animals. That means their bodies are naturally wired to be most active at dawn and dusk. That's when their wild ancestors hunted. That's when instinct tells them to be alert, not asleep. By nature, a cat's schedule shouldn't align with yours at all. But bonded cats do something remarkable. They override their own biology. Researchers studying domestic cats found that cats living in close contact with humans gradually shift their sleep and wake cycles to mirror their owners. They stay awake longer during the day. They sleep more deeply at night, not because it's natural for them, but because that's when you're present. Think about that for a moment. Your cat's internal clock, shaped by thousands of years of evolution, gets quietly rewritten just so they can spend more time existing in your world. Number 6. They feel your stress before you do. Have you ever had a rough day and noticed your cat suddenly won't leave your side? That's not a coincidence. They knew something was off before you said a single word. Cats are extraordinarily tuned into the people they're bonded with. And science is beginning to confirm what cat owners have sensed for years. Your cat reads you better than you realize. Studies show that cats can detect subtle shifts in human behavior, body language, and even scent. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol, your movements change, your breathing shifts, your cat picks up on all of it. They don't know why you're upset, but they know that something isn't right. This is why some cats become especially affectionate when their owner is sick, anxious, or grieving. They're not simply being sweet, they're responding to real signals you're broadcasting without realizing it. And here's where it goes even deeper. Sleeping beside you gives them a front row seat to your emotional state every single night. Your heart rate, your restlessness, the rhythm of your breathing. Night after night, they're gathering information. They're learning what your baseline feels like. And when something shifts, they notice. Number 7, when they suddenly stop, listen closely. What does it mean when a cat who has always slept with you suddenly stops? This is what I mentioned at the beginning, and it's something every cat owner needs to understand. If your cat has been sleeping beside you for months or even years, and that suddenly changes, don't ignore it. Cats are creatures of deep habit. When they break a pattern this significant, they're trying to tell you something. Sometimes the reason is physical. Pain, illness, or discomfort can cause a cat to seek solitude. Cats instinctively withdraw when they don't feel well. It's a survival mechanism. If an older cat suddenly prefers to sleep alone, a vet visit is worth taking seriously. Other times the reason is environmental. A new pet, a new person in the home, a change in routine. Cats are sensitive to shifts in their territory. What feels minor to you might feel enormous to them. And sometimes the reason is emotional. Cats remember. If something startled them in the bedroom, or if a conflict occurred in that space, they may pull back to protect themselves. The key is to pay attention. Your cat chose to sleep with you because they trusted you completely. If that changes, they're not being difficult. They're communicating, so listen, watch, and if needed, gently help them find their way back to feeling safe again. Because that nightly ritual was never a small thing to them, and it shouldn't be a small thing to you either.